Jen asked if I would do the Francois Baby House on Pitt Street in Windsor. She wanted to donate it to this historical site. So she sent me some reference photos and I got to work putting together the ink sketch. Here I'm using a Copic marker. These are professional grade alcohol markers. And the first layer always looks kind of terrible. It just looks flat and boring until you add some layers. So I asked Jen why she wanted this particular building sketched. She said she chose the building because she worked there for a summer. It used to be Francois Baby's house, who was one of the first local settlers, and he modeled it after his brother's house, the Duff Baby House. She loved the rich history of this building and said it was a base of operations in the War of 1812 because of how close it is to Detroit. The cannon they used to fire at Detroit is still in the museum today. She said it was the best job that she ever had. Being new to Ontario and coming from BC, Jen felt really out of place in Windsor. But as she worked at this museum, the Francois Baby House, she learned a ton about the local history and it really warmed her up to the area. She had a degree in biology, so it was a dream come true when she got the job at the Francois Baby House. I could tell by talking to her that she absolutely loved this building. She said working there every day, she felt the rich history. She said some of the original features had changed throughout the years, but there was so much history in the floorboards and the walls, and she just loved being there and being surrounded by history every day. She said she loved the job so much and she loved walking into that building every single day. She also loved that it was a free museum, so anyone with any income across the city could walk into the Francois Baby House and enjoy the rich history. She said it was the first time that being in Windsor, she felt like it was home. So now I can understand why Jen really wanted this sketch done. This building had a huge significance for her feeling comfortable in the area, and her natural interest in history, it really grounded her to the area and helped her build some roots. She said she wanted the sketch done because she wants to donate it to the Francois Baby House. And I realized that I've probably said the Francois Baby House like 4,000 times in this video, but you'll forgive me, right? So she said she wants to donate it because she knows the staff will really like it and it'll be nice to have a original hand-drawn sketch done by a local artist. And now you can see I'm about halfway through the sketch. Something I knew was going to be a challenge with the sketch is the brick. It's beautiful, but it's also multicolored and has some variations in the coloring, probably because it's so old. And the shutters on this building were a very unique color of like a green sort of teal color. In almost every sketch I do, I have a light, a mid-tone, and a deeper color. This helps give every sketch some dimension, but with this color and these shutters, I did not have this color. So I had to go over these shutters probably about 6 times with a variety of different colors to get the exact color that I wanted. And you'll see me work on that in a minute. And something I always love that people ask for is embellished gardens. So there are a few gardens surrounding this property, but none that were in the reference photos. So we had to embellish a little bit. But we also didn't want the gardens to overpower the building. So we ended up adding just a few dots of white. She said there was a little butterfly garden close by, just on the side of the building, but you couldn't really see it in the reference photos. So we wanted to make sure that we represented that by adding a couple of butterflies. So you'll see the butterflies. We added monarchs because monarchs are really popular in this area because they pass through this area when they're migrating. And in this area, we have a lot of monarch watches where people count monarchs. So when the monarchs are migrating, we see a lot of them everywhere. So I thought that would make an appropriate addition to the gardens. Now you can see the shutters are sort of coming together in the color, and it took a lot of greens and blues and mixes of color to get this specific color. So I'm just adding the final touches, and I forgot to record adding the garden, but here you can see the flowers, you can see all the little butterflies. So I sent it over to Jen and she loved it. She said she wasn't sure how I was going to capture the brick because the reference photo she sent me looked a little bit dull. So here's the finished piece. Let me know what you think and message me if you're looking for some custom art.